Good afternoon, Salem High School. Welcome to the Salem Show from our Washington County Community Foundation studios at Salem High School. I'm your host, Natalie.
And I'm your other host, Abigail. We're the dynamic duo for this week. Welcome back to the show.
Speaking of dynamic duo, we have volleyball sectionals next week.
You can watch us in action on the court at Scottsburg.
Or you can tune into IHSAA TV to watch us on the Salem Lions News Network.
But live is definitely better, so be there.
Let's review some announcements that you might have missed.
Football homecoming was last Friday, and we had some awesome candidates. Jamie Dry won Queen, and Dylan Whitfield won King.
First runner-up for Queen was Macy Crane, and for King was Johnny Talley. As for Heartthrob and Sweetheart, for this we had Justin Stevenson and Gabby Hypes.
Jostens order forms for rings and graduation orders are due with the deposit today at lunch. If you need an order packet, please stop by the office. Seniors should order a cap and gown at this time to have the greatest savings of the year.
Congratulations to the Marching Lion Band. The marching band placed first in Class A on Saturday with best in color guard, music, visual, and general effect. Lions roar on.
Today is the deadline to register for the November 6th SAT. Go to collegereadiness.collegeboard.org to register. See Ms. Martin if you need help or if you qualify for a fee waiver.
Anyone interested in joining the SLNN broadcast team, see Mr. Wade Swift in room 009. Great opportunities to learn behind the scenes of producing a live telecast, many jobs available like commentating, producing, filming, and much more. Plus, you get into the games for free, and you might even get fed. Get into the action and join the fun.
Masks are required to help us stay in school and will lessen the number of students needing quarantine because of contact tracing. Thanks for your help in keeping everyone safe.
Let's all do our part to stay in school.
Mask up.
And social distance.
So we can stay in school.
That's it for the announcements. Now let's head over to Hannah. How's the weather shaping up for next week during fall break?
Thanks, Natalie and Abigail. Let's take a look at how the weather is shaping up for all of us that are staying home on fall break. Friday, when we play Charlestown, we're going to have a high of 75 and a low of 59. Saturday, we have a high of 79 and a low of 57. And Sunday, on World Mental Health Day, we have a high of 82 and a low of 61. Now let's check out for next week. Monday, we're going to have a high of 79 and a low of 63. Tuesday, a high of 75 and a low of 61, and that's also National Farmers Day. Wednesday, we have a high of 81 and a low of 63, and that's the U.S. Navy's birthday. Thursday, a high of 77 and a low of 61, which is National Dessert Day, so I will be asking my grandma to make me cake. And Friday, we have a high of 73 and a low of 57, and we play the Senators. Let's go Lions. That's it for me. Now let's swing it back to the anchors.
Thanks for that sunny forecast, Hannah. Now for community news. Our man Chandler had a chance to interview Mr. Albertson about the SMS safe room. Let's hear from him now.
Today we are here with Mr. Albertson at Salem Middle School, and we get a chance to talk to him about the safe room. Thank you, Mr. Albertson, for speaking with us today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We keep hearing how great the safe room is for our schools and the surrounding community. What is the reason for the safe room, and how is it a benefit to Salem and Washington County?
Well, the safe room is a great project because not most schools are able to have a tornado shelter, and we are in a tornado alley, so we're always at the threat of having a severe tornado, and it will withstand the biggest tornado they can have, and it will keep all our students safe. And we will be one school in the Midwest that will have 3 of them eventually at the elementary, middle, and high school.
How were we selected to build another safe room?
Well, we were fortunate enough that our former superintendent, Dr. Lynn Reed, she was very good at writing grants, and so she continued to push for us to have a safe room at all 3 buildings, and she did a lot of the legwork in order to get the grant solidified for us to have this opportunity.
If I understand correctly, we don't have to pay for the whole thing. How has this project been funded?
That's correct. We only have to pay for a portion of it. The other portion is paid through FEMA. And so they pay for a big chunk of it, and we only have to cover a little bit of it in order to get it built.
How is this space going to be utilized?
Well, the middle school space, we're hoping to utilize it as a STEAM room, and we want to make it where we have technology, arts, everything in there, and we're going to rotate elementary through middle school kids in throughout the school day in order to provide them with some experiences that we've not been able to do in the past, especially when it comes to technology-based stuff.
Is there an exact date when the safe room will be finished? And if not, is there an estimated time?
Well, the grant initially is supposed to be 18 months from when you start construction. but you can get an extension. So within about 24 months, so within about a 2-year period, the safe room will be built.
Any final comments?
I know we're looking forward to it. We're hoping it's a great space and something for our kids to be able to utilize that will help set us apart from other school districts and, get people interested in coming to us because we'll have one of the few around.
Again, thank you for your time, Mr. Albertson. This has been Chandler with the Salem Lions News Network.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Chandler, for that interview. Abigail, are you ready for Halloween?
Of course.
Well, I got an announcement for you. The Trunk or Treat Community Boo Bash is coming.
That's right. It's happening Saturday, October 30th from 4:30 to 6 p.m.
At Brady Shrum Elementary School parking lot.
Everyone is invited, and heck, come in a costume.
Hey, I hear you get more treats that way anyway.
Maybe, but you might as well try.
Let's head over to Macy for Monday Matters.
Thanks, Natalie. This week's Monday Matters subject is all about getting creative. When we work with others, we soon realize that people think differently and do things differently. It can be frustrating sometimes. In fact, sometimes we dismiss ideas and views of others. However, when we are open-minded to other perspectives, it actually helps us to widen our own view. Working with others helps us to deepen our thinking and seeing things that we may not have noticed. Having a partner helps us to realize that other perspectives can be beneficial. Our minds can make rapid decisions. Sometimes our decisions can be narrow or too focused because of our perspective. Those decisions are definitely decisions, but may not be the best solution. We can broaden our perspective by understanding someone else's view. When we have a think partner or brainstorm with others, our creativity actually increases. So let's get creative and appreciate the perspective of others.
Thank you, Macy, for that Monday message on a Friday. Let's head over to Abby for the Sports Minute.
Thanks, ladies. Let's get down to business. The Lions football team won their first home game of the season 2 weeks ago versus Corden, 48-0. They also hammered Eastern 43-0 last Friday during homecoming. Our very own Ty Sweeney had a chance to sit down with Coach Thompson to talk about the Eastern game and tonight's huge MSC matchup with Charlestown.
We have another great opportunity to catch up with our very own Salem Lions head coach Thompson. Coach, thank you so much for meeting with me this week.
Always a pleasure, Ty. Always a pleasure.
First off, great win against Eastern. Did you know that Coach Humphrey was going to be in attendance from last week's game? If so, how did it feel to have him back on the sidelines, albeit in a car on the opposite side, supporting the Lions?
I did know. He called me, he didn't call me. He texted me about an hour before he left the hospital, told me he was going to come up and head straight to the game. So I kind of kept, I was supposed to keep it a secret, and when I saw him down there, I was pretty excited to see him, and I knew that it was pretty cool that instead of wanting to go home, he wanted to come to watch us play, and just kind of shows the person he is.
And coming into the game, there were a lot of signs signaling that the Lions would have trouble beating Eastern. How did your team respond to all that talk?
Yeah, we take some pride in being the underdog, and we kind of like it when people talk about us and say we're not going to do something. You know, we're a bunch of people who people have said that we weren't going to do something, we weren't good enough, weren't big enough, weren't strong enough our whole lives, and from the coaching staff down to the last freshman. And when people, I personally love it when people say that, because it usually means we're going to have a pretty good night.
Who on Eastern just seemed to be a pain to control, or just seemed to bully his way into the game?
Yeah, there was a couple of guys. The freshman running back, 35. He was hard for us to tackle. And then number 11 for them. He thought he needed to have a lot of conversations during the game. And unfortunately, our guys kind of fed into that in the first half, and we were worried more about talking and than we were about our fundamentals. And came at halftime, we talked about it, and came out third quarter, and there wasn't much talk on the other side after that.
During the first half, many things went down, one major thing being your center getting tossed. How have you adapted to this change?
Yeah, that was the first time I ever had a player thrown out of a game, and Porter got there probably about 3 seconds too late. He kind of, probably his hardest hit he's made all year was on his own player in that game, but, it was unfortunate. It's not what I want our team to be about, and it was happened in the middle of the field, and for our center to do that is really out of character for him. And unfortunately, it happened. It's a lesson, and hopefully we learn from it as a team. And we've put Jimmy in at center this week, and we're trying to. Jimmy hasn't taken a live snap in a game all season. So he's done a great job, and just what we're about is just the next person up. I know that's cliche to say, next man up, but that's how I want our program to be, and so we're just going to fill in the gaps and move on.
After last week's win, what are some improvements your team had to work on this week?
We were sloppy offensively. I mean, actually, we've been kind of sloppy the last 2 weeks. Our defense has been really good the last 2 weeks, and I really challenged our D to step up and play well. And I think we give up 4 first downs against Corden, and I don't think Eastern had very many, maybe a couple. But we weren't very fluid on offense, and if we're going to beat teams like Charlestown, we have to be.
So let's talk about this week's opponent, the 5-2 Charlestown Pirates. This week's game against Charlestown will be a tough fight. After playing 3 teams with a combined 1-16 record, how have your team prepared to play a challenging opponent? The Pirates, by the way, are sailing high on a 5-game win streak and haven't allowed an opponent to score in 2 games.
Yeah, we haven't really, to be honest with you, we haven't really focused on the last 3 weeks on our opponent. We focused on ourselves. We've spent, as coaching staff, we've spent 3 weeks getting ready for Charlestown. I feel like we have a pretty good game plan of what we want to stop, who we have to stop, and where we want to exploit their weaknesses on defense. So, we're ready for them. I think as a coaching staff, we could tell you everything about each player on the team, maybe even when their birth date is and what their favorite color is. But, obviously, the people we've played the last 3 weeks feels like a PLAC schedule, but we're going to hopefully step up and against a good team tonight and see what we got.
And what do the Pirates do well, and are there any players we need to keep an eye out for?
Yeah, I mean, they have the number 1 tackle in America, and the Goodwin kid. He's 6'8", 318, something like that. He's massive. Has 61 Division I offers, including Alabama, Clemson, Michigan, you name it. He'll be starting a left tackle for them. Their quarterback's a sophomore, a McClellan kid. He's the leading passer in the Mid-Southern Conference, and he can beat you with his legs. He can beat you with his arm. They're tied in, which was their quarterback last year. He's 6'4", basketball kid that can leap out of the gym and can go up and get him balls. So, they're offensively, they're a threat, and defensively, they're a lot like us. They're fast and they're aggressive, and very equal teams Friday night to see what's going to happen.
This will be your second away game on turf. Is there anything you do differently the week to prepare for the surface?
No, not really. I mean, we kind of our field's kind of like asphalt right now too, so we're just kind of it's kind of the same thing. So our guys wear these silly sleeves on their arms because they're afraid to get hurt a little bit on the turf. It really exploits what we have. We're fast, and it makes us a fast team. So I love playing on turf because years past we would be the slower team, but this year, this group of kids we got, we're a bunch of fast kids, and we're excited about playing on turf again, and ruining their senior night's always a fun night.
And are there any advantages or disadvantages playing on turf?
I don't think so. I mean, I think the advantage is obviously for us is that all this rain that we've had, or we could have tonight as well, it's not going to affect us at all. Whereas if we were playing up here, it'd be a mud bath, and the advantages for us are, like I said, it's going to help our speed because there's always the quickness of a turf field is not even close to a regular grass field, we're going to be ready to go.
And then, what do you prefer, turf or natural grass?
Yeah, I mean, I would love obviously that we had turf for about 24 hours a couple years ago, and then we didn't, and then so we were pretty excited about that. So hopefully we get that chance again. I mean, our field, we do everything we can for our field. It's just been a long time where it just needs so much done to it, and personally, I like the fact that we don't have to spend all the time and money, and our custodians don't have to come out there and line the field every night. We can practice out there every day if we had turf, and Charlestown has to walk a couple steps from their locker room to practice every day, and the band's out there, soccer teams out there, baseball, softball. I mean, everybody can go out there and use it, and so hopefully we'll get a chance to have that someday here in the future, and if not, we'll just keep plugging away what we got. But Charleston has the nicest facilities in southern Indiana, maybe one of the nicest facilities in Indiana right now, and it's an attraction for people to want to come to your school. And so that's why they've got guys like the Goodwin kid who've moved in to play football there. I highly doubt he wants to move there if the conditions were what they were.
What are the keys to victory?
We're going to play really well. It's one of those things we always talk about. We're going to have to take care of the football. We're going to have to make sure that we don't turn it over. Charlestown prides themselves on stripping the football on the running backs, and then we're going to have to tackle them. If we don't stop the quarterback, it's going to be a long night for us, so hopefully we get an opportunity to tackle him.
Any final thoughts, Coach Thompson?
Yeah, I just want to mention that we got our report cards out this week, and probably for the first time since I've been here in 20 years, we didn't have guys hiding their report cards in their lockers or tearing them up before they got there. We ended up with we reached our goal of our team GPA, which we set out, which is 3.0, a B average, and we made it with a 3.064, which is as close as you can, but we'll count it. And we had 21 kids with over a 3.5 GPA, and that's I don't know too many football teams that can say that. And we've made it a priority, and people love spinning our wheel if they have bad grades, and it's always fun to see those guys. We had guys that had six Fs and ended with none. So we have all football players eligible to play the rest of the season, and I'm just really tickled with the hard work and effort our guys have put into it.
Thank you so much for speaking with me today, Coach, and we wish you all the best tonight.
I appreciate it, Ty. I hope you continue to try to get your grades up as well.
I have no Fs for the record. The Lions will face off against the Pirates tonight at Dutch Rees Field in Charlestown. Kickoff is at 7. Go Lions.
Thanks, Coach Thompson and Ty, for that interview. The Lions kick off tonight at 7 at Charlestown. And now here's Hannah with Cayden and Porter talking about last week's game versus Eastern. Big plays, big hits, and trash? Well, anyway, all the signs of this big lead-in must mean we're in for a treat. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Hannah Flaner, and I'm here with my friends Porter Howey and Cayden Colon. How did you guys feel going into the game? Were there any nerves because it was a rival game, or were you pretty confident?
Well, I go into a rival game mostly confident. I don't go in with nerves. There's no reason to go into a rival game with nerves. Because if you go in with nerves, it's not, it's just a rival game. You got to be there to show out.
Mm-hmm. So, Porter, you had a really long touchdown. Talk me through that.
I got the ball. It was supposed to be a B-gap run, but Parker blocked his dude down, and I bounced it outside, and thanks to a nice block from Justin and a couple cuts, I scored.
So, Cayden, you have greatly improved over the last year. Can you talk me through what you've done to get better?
It's a lot of work put out of practice and out of anything that we have to be at. Going to lift weights without being there, going to the field and working out by myself, or with Porter here, which didn't really help me much, or anything like that. But it's just putting in work outside of what you're supposed to do.
So is that what you would tell somebody if they want to get better and get more playing time next year, to just put work outside of practice? So, Porter, last year you had 857 yards, 11 touchdowns. What's your goals for this year?
I'd like to have over 1,000 yards this season. I don't really have a touchdown goal, and I'd like to win sectionals this year.
So what are you at right now?
My yards, I think I'm over 800 right now, and touchdowns, I think I'm already over 11.
So how does it feel for this to be your last year of high school football?
Kind of depressing in a way, because just because of football, but being able to hang out with guys like Porter or any of our friends that are on the football team as well. It's a great environment to be at in high school, and wouldn't want to be with anyone else.
I definitely agree with that. All the memories we've made and everything, and won't be able to see each other near as much anymore and have much fun.
So I've kind of talked to you guys both separately about maybe continuing in college. Can you talk to me more about that?
Right now I got a couple schools I'm talking to. Hopefully towards the end of the season I'll start getting some more offers and stuff like that, so we'll see what happens.
I'm talking to a few schools. I got 1-2 offers, but nothing major, but hopefully there's more that come in by the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. So Cayden, tell me about your big hits that you had.
One of them was on kickoff. So we kicked it, I went down, I ran over number 40, I think, on my way down, sat him down, then went down and hit 11, speared him in between. He didn't come back into the game after that.
Just dreaming.
So what do you hope to get out of the rest of the season?
I think our main goal is a sectional championship this year, and finish out the season with all wins.
Okay, so this week you're going to be playing Charlestown. How do you feel going into that?
I think it'll be a good game, prepare us for sectionals this year, and give us a little more tougher opponent towards the end of our schedule.
Yeah, they're better than any of our other opponents. It's not because our other opponents didn't have, the talent. It just wasn't there for them. But Charlestown, they have a D1 prospect, Keontae, and he's really good. Watching film on him kind of get nerves, but it's nothing really. Just a bigger opponent.
Okay, Cayden, your fans also want to know what happened to your hand.
I have what they call extrusion or whatever it's called. I'm not really the word, but it's in my left part of my hand. It's weak. So I have to wear this brace until the pain goes away because it's not broken. But
Does it affect you playing at all?
well, I'm gonna have to wear this and be wrapped up. So I'm gonna have like a big club on my hand this Friday.
Okay, so my final question is, between the two of you, who do you think's the best player?
I mean, I'd definitely say me. Poor kind of trash, but
Just let the play talk for itself.
he does good on the offensive side. I'll give him that. But I mean, I got two interceptions.
Who's leading tackles right now?
Huh? I think me now. I think I passed you up way longer.
Nah, you wish.
Anyways, but yeah. So on the defense side,
Not
offensive
bad
side,
though.
Porter.
I'll give him that, but he's second best player on the defense.
Yeah, definitely the first.
I would like to thank Porter and Cayden for talking with me. This has been Hannah Fleener with the Salem Lions News Network.
The 49th annual IHSAA Football State Tournament Pairing Show is this Sunday starting at 5 p.m., streamed exclusively on IHSAATV.org, and is hosted by the legend Coach Bob Lovell and Paul Condry. You can also catch it on the radio affiliates of the IHSAA Champions Network. Good luck, Lions. Jumping into volleyball now. Congratulations to Abigail Ratz for joining the 500 Kills Club during the Scottsburg tourney. The Lady Lions volleyball team avenged an earlier loss and beat the Panthers in 3 sets on September 23rd at Corden. They won against Eastern and Clarksville in 3 sets and beat North Harrison on senior night in 4 sets last week. However, this week has not been so kind to the ladies. They played Mitchell on Monday and lost in 4 sets. They played Springs Valley on Tuesday and lost. The team then traveled to New Albany on Wednesday and lost. They played Brownstown on Thursday. More on that game and Blondies later. If you know, you know. Let's head over to the pitch. Lions soccer tied Rock Creek 4-4 on September 27th. They also lost Tuesday night in the first round of sectionals versus North Harrison. Lady Lions soccer lost to Corden Central last Wednesday, 8-1. They did beat Austin Monday night. They also lost Wednesday night in the first round of sectional to Scottsburg, 0-2. Best of luck to the Marching Lions tomorrow as they travel to Jasper for the Scholastic B prelims. I know some stuff happened in boys tennis and girls golf, but nobody ever tells us about them. So if you do know, please tell us. And if you don't, well, welcome to the club. Lady Lions basketball first official practice starts the Monday after fall break with the scrimmage on Wednesday, October 27th at home against New Washington. The Lady Lions' first game will be at home versus the Seymour Lady Owls on Saturday, November 6th, starting with the JV game at 6 p.m. Yes, people, basketball season is officially here. Coach Adam Humphrey was at the game last Friday night, and he is now at home recovering. And a strange fact, his number in football was 43, and the Lions won 43-0. Gotta love sports. Well, that's all for me. Let's head over to Draven with some skate news.
Welcome back to the skating segment. Dickies released a skate video Monday. Yes, the Dickies you're thinking of. I didn't even know they cared about skating, but then they released a blow your face off video with Rondi Sandoval, one of the best modern vert skaters. If you haven't seen it yet, stop what you're doing and go watch it. And James Capps and Jordan Trahan went pro for Chocolate Skate with a sick video. Both these guys are really clean skaters, and they'll both go really far if they keep at this pace. That's all for today, but before I send you back to our anchors, follow Plastic People SB on Instagram. They're a skate group based in Fishers, Indiana, with some real talent. They even do giveaways once in a while. Well, that's all for today. Now back to your anchors.
Thanks, Shields and Draven, for that Sports Minute and Skater News.
Thank you for tuning into the Salem Show from the Washington County Community Foundation Studios.
That concludes our 4th episodes. Now we're off to fall break.
134 days left. Have a great week off, Lions, and we'll see you soon.
And remember, stay active, stay safe, and we'll see you guys later. Hoist the Jolly Roger, and as always, fins up and fins forward.
Wow, 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 wow,
Wow, wow, wow, wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, but it wasn't the it wasn't the majority. I'm right there with Google, and I tell you what.
I just broke. Okay.
I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be
She sounds like Will Ferrell.
So bad!
Do I need to redo that last one? Because I don't want to look stupid on air.